Listen, fake nurses and real credentials. I keep wondering how we got here. How did we get to this point? Well, it looks like finally someone's cracking down. They're trying to do something about this because as nurses, we work really hard for our credentials and we are understaffed, underpaid, and overworked. All right. And although many nurses do go into the profession because it's one of the higher paid professions that allows many people that go into nursing to raise themselves out of poverty level. But my goodness, if you want to be a nurse, be a nurse. Go to school, get the credential, do the thing. And I just don't know what else to say. And it's dangerous. It's dangerous to the patients that are being treated by these nurses who don't have credentials, who don't have true credentials. I'm going to share an article with you and you drop me a comment and let me know what you think about this because I think it's completely insane. Fake nurses, real credentials, stealing other people's credentials to work as a nurse. There's no centralized database that tracks these fake nurses. I found that Arizona has lists more than 130 people who have either applied for a position, been employed, or represented themselves to others as a nurse or nursing assistant without evidence of a valid license or certificate to practice between 2000 and 2024. Georgia lists more than 40 but does not specify dates. Texas lists about 140 people between 2003 and 2024. But here's the kicker. Like identity theft is not unique to nursing. But when we had the staffing shortages following the pandemic, the coronavirus pandemic, different regulations among states, underfunding of some state nursing boards, and a lack of oversight in some healthcare facilities exacerbated the problem. So I'm wondering how many are out there. So here's the thing. Some imposters, they come in different forms. So some have obtained contracts by using someone else's credentials. So that would be someone using your credentials as a nurse and then going out and working. There was who was this? Oh, this happened in Florida. Autumn Bardisa, who was arrested in Florida this month, which was, well, who was arrested not this month, but he was arrested in Florida for this month after investigators said she used the same name and license number as a former classmate. I think I might have posted something about that. And then between June 2024 and 2025, she was accused of providing medical services to about 4,500 patients. Yeah, I think I did talk about that one. We talked about that. Nursing shortages and underfunding have a huge part to play in this because there's not enough people to monitor and check up on credentials and things like that. In 2019, federal agents were tipped off that a Florida nursing school were offering fraudulent diplomas. How about that? For these places that are offering fraudulent diplomas and transcripts. For up to $17,000 at the time, you could obtain proof of education required to sit for the NCLEX. I don't know anymore, but I'm sure for $17,000 you could actually go to school. At least maybe a diploma or associate degree program somewhere, for heaven's sake. It's really sad, very dangerous. They haven't identified any serious injuries or deaths related to this, but would they be reported? Do you think? Drop me a comment and let me know. It would be hard to recognize maybe the fake nursing license. I don't know how they came to realize that these licenses were being sold. I don't think I saw that anywhere. And then, but using someone else's credentials, how do you not, how do you get away with that? How do you get away with that? I wonder how they're tracking this. Do you know how they're tracking this? If they're tracking this? I mean, obviously, some of the states are, right? Like we found 3 states here that are somehow tracking this. Let me do a search here and I'll let you know. Is New York tracking imposter nurses? We're going to look up New York and see. Yep. Look at this. Yes, New York is actively tracking imposter nurses. Following investigations into fraudulent nursing programs, state officials are working to identify and address individuals with fake diplomas. Over 3,000 nurses in New York could face license suspension due to these fraudulent programs. I don't know. I don't know, my fellow nurses out there. So that means that 3,000 nurses. How many nurses are there out there? I think I've given you a number. We already have a nursing shortage. So these numbers that we have are not even accurate because the nurses that are working in the field aren't even nurses. And with all the nurses that are planning to leave, what are they going to do? How are they going to fix this problem? What is the solution to this? I don't have a solution. Obviously, many of us, we realize that this is a problem. Many nurses, like myself, don't stay in the hospital system because we realize how much of a problem it is and how beat up we become after being there for so long. You do your time and you get out if you can, if it's possible. We're getting out, right, at the expense of the patients, which one day we will be the patient. And so what's really sad is that wouldn't it be better to just pay your nurses well, staff your hospitals well, and give your patients the care that they need? I mean, we have CEOs and of the like lining their pockets while hiring fake nurses. Like it just doesn't make sense to me. Anyway, drop me a comment. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think the solution might be. I don't know. Maybe eventually we'll come up with one as we go through these stories. Maybe you can help me come up with one. Thank you for joining me on The Broken Shift. I will see you in the next one. Subscribe.